A good number of you seem to enjoy the last launcher video I made about top 7 launchers early on this year. So I came up with a few more launchers to share with you, 3 more in specific. Let's jump right into it with a new minimal launcher I found called the Indistractable Launcher. Pretty interesting name. I mean, the launcher looks very similar to the other launchers like the Less Phone and O launcher that we have tried, with just a plain colored background and a few shortcuts to launch a quick task. What I really like about this thing is that it combines two features from two of my kind of favorite launchers. One is the home screen from O launcher and I guess even Less Phone, that it only has a few shortcuts and this handy little tasks app on the side, which you can add some tasks and cross them off at the end of your day. And on the right side, it has, I think it has a very reminiscent app drawer similar to what we saw with Niagara launcher, with this interesting alphabetical sorting queue here to easily help you find the apps. And of course, there is a universal search bar up that can help you kind of find any app that you like. Swiping from the left does nothing. Swiping right gives you the app drawer. Swiping up again does nothing. And swiping down brings you the notification shade. That's pretty much it. Pressing and holding anywhere on the home screen gives you a strong vibration and takes you into the settings page where you can select launcher preferences, you can change the theme. But the only downside is that you can only select between light and dark themes. Again, this is something that I did not like with the Less Phone. If you remember that launcher, it had to have a paid version available to kind of select between different color modes. So other than the white and the dark theme here, you have to kind of pay the full version or the one-time price to be able to access the other midnight blue, pale silver, all these other kinds of backgrounds. Like I said, yeah, the point of a minimal launcher is to reduce or minimize distractions, and this thing is the Indistractable Launcher, as they call it. But still, having some kind of customization, at least for the wallpapers, would be really nice. I really like this smooth animation whenever you click on any of these preferences. Like, it reveals a smaller list of settings that you can pick from, like the icon packs, or you can choose the font from a couple of built-in fonts that it has. One more interesting thing, which I don't think I have seen in any other launcher except for some comprehensive ones like the AOL launcher, is this year in progress, kind of a taskbar on top that tracks the progress of the year based on the date. It's a cool little progress bar that gives you like where you are in this year. So I guess that would have been an essential tool to have in 2020. We couldn't wait for that year to be over. Not that 2021 has been great so far, but being optimistic is important. Pretty interesting launcher, and for the most part you can use the free version forever. Yeah, you can check this one out. Next up we have this monstrosity. This is actually a launcher called Wide Launcher that is a pretty wide departure from any other launcher if you ask me. Like, I haven't seen a launcher with this much things going on the home screen other than the early days of the 3D launchers of 2013. If you remember, in 2013, 2014, maybe a little bit earlier than that, there were a lot of 3D launchers with all these 3D animations and weird widgets on the home screen. This launcher kind of brings the same, and I mean, as the name suggests, it is a wide launcher, so it's essentially designed for wider screen displays, kind of like tablets. So there are widget shortcuts for everything, photos, the app shortcuts, and everything that you would want. And nothing is linear by default. Like, everything is arranged in this zigzag manner to kind of symbolize that stuff can go any way in any direction at any point in time. So yeah, this is a pretty far departure from the organized, neat, and nice launchers that we have seen from the likes of these minimal launchers. And of course, there are endless customizations that you can do. If you press and hold on one of these widgets, you can edit that item and basically change its orientation, its size. You can do a lot of things with it. You can select from a whole range of presets and themes, and yeah, this thing has a store for that as well. If you swipe all the way to the right, there is this daily log which kind of automatically records your activities through the day, like the photos and the notes that you have taken. One thing to keep in mind is that this thing does require a Google account login right when you set up this launcher. So it requires a Google account to track your the position of the applications and the widgets. So it stores them in their server. So it does require your Google account for everything, so that when you use the same launcher in another device in the future, maybe you can essentially restore the same settings from their server from the same account and have that experience back. Similarly, all the way to the left side, there is the notification history. So it tracks all the notifications that you have gotten so far, even the ones that you have dismissed from the notification toolbar. Yeah, pretty comprehensive for a basic launcher. Definitely check this one out. It will be especially useful if you have a larger screen Android device like a tablet. Now, this third option is kind of a middle ground between this wide launcher and the Indistractable launcher. It's called Launcher. Interesting way of naming it. I guess it kind of rhymes with launcher. But it's reminiscent of Nova launcher, except that it has been stripped with all the excessive customization options. Just a clean home screen, a date on top, and a search bar on the bottom. Swiping up from the bottom brings up the app drawer, which we have gotten used to ever since the days of Android Marshmallow. So it's a very familiar experience. There is a dark mode supported as well. If you press and hold on the home screen, you can get to that shortcuts page. And in the home screen settings, you can do a couple of things like you can set gesture inputs and whatnot. It is pretty cool, but it's not overwhelmingly customizable like Nova Launcher. So this is really useful for stock Android lovers who want to have that older Android feel, but not get overwhelmed with the excessive amount of features that the stuff like ADW or Nova Launcher would bring. There are no ads, no clutter, just a clean experience that gets the job done without being too overly specific about something. It's not extremely minimal or it's not extremely feature rich. It's, I guess, comfortably in between. Yeah, that's Launcher. So these were the 3 launchers that I recently discovered that don't have any annoying ads and still have some good features for you to try out even for free. Believe it or not, putting these videos together does take a little bit of time because I don't just include everything that I search for, right? Because not everything will be good on the Play Store. So if you appreciate my efforts and would like to see anything more like this, then consider subscribing and liking this video. Let me know what other kind of ideas that you have in mind that you would like me to cover. So leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.